It completely does, which is great and, maybe a little depressing to think about that this is such a reality across the country for so many kids, so many young people. The pressures of that master narrative, and I think the power, that language choice of master narrative is really powerful there because it is almost this like unspoken conspiracy that we all buy into, that we're going to say, oh, race doesn't matter and da 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 da, and yet even our youngest kids have an implicit sense that that is not quite true, and yet they still act out or enact that master narrative. And research shows, and also from personal experience, having explicit conversations about race, about racism with kids seems to have a lasting impact because it, one, makes them aware of the different narratives that are there, and two, makes them feel like it is okay to question some of those master narratives and to name the falsehood of that. It's been a very interesting experience for me the last few years. I have three white stepkids, and so kind of raising them when I have such a racially minoritized sense of self, and being part of their upbringing and seeing how they make sense of the world, has given me a lot of hope in the realization that having the conversations matters a lot, because now they're the ones who notice things and say things. So I think about my stepdaughter when she was about 11 coming to me and saying, Sarah, how come all the indigenous people we learn about in school, we learn about in past tense? And, that is a pretty complex realization, but it was, again, that one, having accurate language for being able to pose the question, two, realizing that there are narratives about what we should and shouldn't learn about, that maybe there are erasures in curricula. Kids themselves notice that. And I think it is really important to allow them to ask those questions and to listen to those questions as well, because they hold a lot of knowledge and a lot of noticing that sometimes as adults we don't give enough credit to.